Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your Chief Security Fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe. And today I want to talk about YouTube's crackdown on AI slop. It's getting mixed reactions, and I think this is actually an important one for the future of the platform. A lot of you are watching me here on YouTube, not listening to my podcast. Thank you if you're watching or listening, but this is an important one either way. Now, if you didn't know, on July 15th, YouTube updated its creator policies for their partner program, renaming the platform's pre-existing repetitious content guidelines to more broadly cover quote-unquote inauthentic content, such as repetitive uploads of slideshows with similar narrations or narrated stories with few differences between them. By virtue of this, some YouTube creators have interpreted this move as a crackdown against all AI-generated videos, not just the slop that we're seeing online, since many YouTubers who mass produce videos are using AI tools to get that done. And since 2023, YouTube has required creators to disclose when their videos involve altered or synthetic content made with AI tools, which creators prompted basically to tag videos as such during the upload process. So when I'm uploading my videos, I have to basically disclose if there's AI. And if you are a longtime watcher of mine on YouTube, you know there is no AI whatsoever in these videos at all. So YouTube's updated guidelines are open-ended and make it more difficult for creators to automate their video creations and posting, essentially, to understand what is or is not allowed. And so that is, I think, one of the big concerns here. So, for example, there is a channel called Stories Told by a person named Bennett Moneymind Santora, and he stitches together pre-existing videos to mass produce original fictional stories about animals, and therefore he's kind of straddling the line between original content and more repetitive narrated stories. That's the creator side. The marketers, though, they appear kind of unfazed about this entire new guideline update. Advertisers' basically interest in faceless creators, many of whom use AI tools to automate basically the mass production of videos, is actually increasing. And the majority of the marketers' spend on branded YouTube content is going to long-form creators who put their faces and personalities front and center at the moment. So, marketer, if you want to pay me for these videos, give me a call. These personalities, for the record, post relatively infrequently compared to the videos blasted out by these faceless creators. So if I'm basically not traveling or sick or something like that, I'm putting out usually one video a day on YouTube, where if I'm generating by AI, I can just prompt the AI to say, hey, create 10 videos and here are the 10 stories I want. They'll just rip it out. And I'll start uploading stuff incessantly, automating all of that. That's what YouTube, I think, is trying to crack down on. But let's go back to Santora for a second, because he makes most of his income through affiliate links and the platform's advertising revenue share rather than direct sponsorships for branded content. So in other words, basically he's using that system for that, which could be potentially in jeopardy if what he's doing by stitching these fictional stories about animals together runs afoul of the new guidelines. So despite the potential crackdown, though, both creators and marketers are, for the most part, looking at this as a positive move. They're believing it indicates that the platform is paying attention to the ways creators are using AI, and that it's open to AI tools that don't result in the propagation of AI slop. And I think that is one of those things. I don't mind if somebody is using artificial intelligence to, let's say, edit a video, enhance something that they have done or created. In that sense, I also don't think AI should be creating. I think it should be doing tasks for us to allow us humans to create, but that is a whole other discussion here. But the AI slop thing is absolutely and unbelievably ridiculous. If you scroll through, let's say, social media like Facebook, and I've put out content on this as well, where sometimes it takes over 100 different scrolls through fake, pictures, fake videos, BS news that isn't actually BS. Like, I don't care what Kim Kardashian is doing today, et cetera, to get to like a friend post. A lot of that advertising or those reels or those videos are now just generated AI stuff. Hey, let's compare one celebrity to another, or let's do this or that. It's very rare that we seem to be getting genuine content unless, a CEO of a company decides to take the head of the HR to a Coldplay concert, in which case we get a whole lot of fun content off of that. But that actually happened. That wasn't AI. That dude and that lady are definitely in trouble with respective spouses, assuming both are married. I know he is. I can't remember if she is, though. This is my point. we have to make sure that we are combating AI slop because, quite frankly, we're training future models on it. Even if these things are watermarked, stuff is slipping through the cracks. It's basically poisoning the well for actual creative things. And quite frankly, I don't want to scroll through a million different things that I really don't care about just because it's being pumped out left and right, and somebody can make 5 cents because I stop for 3 seconds or whatever it is. So that's, I think, the crux of it. I'm glad YouTube is doing this overarchingly. For creators like that story creator guy, these are the discussions we have to have. Maybe there's a vetting process to ensure, that he's not edging towards slop and edging more towards something unique by putting two things together. I don't know, but these are the conversations we have to have just for our own sanity in the future. And so, by virtue of that, that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at Nick AESP, where you'll get 100% real human Nick, no AI, unless I tell you I'm doing AI as some kind of experiment. That would be a one-off. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private, informed, and take care.